How you doing, Bert?
Hey, Brooks, what's going on?
I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed your article today talking about what could be, an unprecedented sort of major story that's starting to wash over the NFL with the Jalen Ramsey episode. Tell us a little bit about that article and that development.
Yeah, I think it's the sort of change in the NFL now in the way that, big name veteran players are handled. And I think we've seen guys move that you wouldn't have seen moved 5, 10 years ago. And so I went back and I looked at, and over the first 8 years of this decade, there are only 8 guys, 8 veteran players who were moved for first round picks. And then, over the last 16 months, we've had 7 players that were moved for first round picks, and Jalen Ramsey would be an 8th. And so there are a lot of different factors, but I think there's been this perception forever that you don't have big blockbuster trades in the NFL. And for a long time, that was true. They were very, very rare for a long period of time. But over the last 16 months, we've seen that change in a big way. And, it's just sort of crystallized with me with Jalen Ramsey becoming available a couple days ago. And, I started to ask around a little bit, and, it's absolutely not by accident that this is happening. And, the people that I talk to at least don't think that it's going to come to an end anytime soon.
So do you think that this could be something that rises to the level of the sort of NBA player movement, that sort of thing that we've seen in the past in the NBA? Are we headed towards that?
Yeah, I mean, and there are a lot of different reasons why, but I think that that's definitely possible. I mean, I think it starts with a younger group of general managers who are a little bit more aggressive in looking at players and looking at different ways to acquire players. I think another part of it is, if you figure out, we're not going to be able to re-sign a guy, teams are going to be more aggressive about putting those guys in the market. And then I think analytics come into play too. And that's something that came up with a bunch of different guys that I talked to over the last couple of days where, they're learning how to value all of their assets a little bit better. And so they're valuing the draft picks correctly now and understanding that, a low first round pick might not have the value that some people think it does. And they're valuing cap space. And, it comes down to a bunch of different ways that you can build a team and a bunch of different ways you can look at all the different pieces of building a team. But I think that there's just more aggression. There's going to be more aggression in general as far as moving veteran players, both from the teams that are moving them and the teams that are looking to acquire them because of a number of different factors and, a number of different ways of looking at team building.